Hello everyone, and welcome back to the MVSSEA Winter 2021 League of Legends Championship. Today we have Killarney Secondary versus Burnaby North.
Good to know.
And I would like to... Oh, sorry. I have to introduce ourselves. I'm Happy Heart, and with me I have Hi, I'm Fam. Today with our two teams, Killarney and Burnaby North, I'd like to point out that both these teams are currently undefeated. Now, admittedly, Burnaby North has gathered less wins so far. They are 3-0, while Killarney is 5-0, but that's not to take away from that at all. They have some very strong players. Rank-wise, they look good. Gameplay-wise, they look good. Viodetta Diamond 1, I would like to point out that this is the highest ranked player in the MVSSEA this season. And he is the mid laner. Can really be the carry role.
Yeah, I expect a lot of big map plays from Viodetta.
I should stop talking about this sort of stuff actually because the draft has already started. Top lane picks, jungle picks. A pro draft has already been conducted, so I believe these players are picking the champions that they're going to play. No trading going to happen. So we have in the top lane, Irelia Aatrox matchup. Irelia favorite, I believe. We'll see what Furry Ninjas can do there. In the mid lane, Orianna versus Yasuo. Pretty skill matchup, but yeah, I would say it is much harder for Orianna. She's often playing on a knife's edge, trying not to get killed by the Yasuo, with a lot of strong engage potential. As we see two AD carry bands coming out targeting the Burnaby North AD carry there, Ernest. See what they have to pick now that their champion pool has been pinched. I believe Killarney is going for the Xayah Rakan, as Rakan has not been banned, and the Xayah has been taken by our player named Aatrox, which may be a little confusing, as there is an Aatrox champion pick by Burnaby North.
Alright, Xayah Rakan. I was hoping that Burnaby North would steal the Rakan for fun.
I was thinking that too, as they did. As the Rakan was left to the very last pick, but because of the way the pro draft has been conducted, maybe the Rakan was picked earlier on. We can't know these sorts of things. But alas, we do have Yuzu X on the Rakan. 1 million mastery points on that champion. And I've been talking about this in most recent Killarney games that people have to ban the Rakan. They have to ban Yuzu's Rakan. And it's not been happening all the time. I don't think that's a testament to people's poor drafting skill. I wouldn't like to say that. I would like to say rather that Killarney has so many threats elsewhere on the team that teams are hesitant to actually ban that Rakan. And that says a lot. When you have a player who has 1 million mastery points on a champion, and you think, Wenji's Twisted Fate, for instance, is a bigger threat than that, perhaps. Or I Swear's Lilia. Because Killarney, they're a very strong team, and it's not just one player carrying them all the time. Not just, for instance, Yuzu's Rakan. They are a multi-threat team, and so that makes drafting against them very difficult.
Yeah, I agree with your points. I guess let's check out Burnaby's North draft. I'm guessing their Yasuo and Aatrox will be the main carries for their team, and then Udyr trying to back up Yasuo of the Suns, Azrael trying to play safe for laning, especially when this is Rakan. I'd like to see like more multi-man knockups on Burnaby North. The only knockup they really have is Nautilus ulti and Aatrox Q, but that could be unreliable. So Yasuo has to pull up some of his own knockups.
Yes, unreliable is a good word. Teamfights are going to be difficult to navigate, I believe, for Burnaby North, especially because they are all AD champions, and I think it's very easy for Killarney to itemize those armor items, perhaps some Thorn Mails, plated steel caps. Of course, there's some magic damage coming through from Ezreal and perhaps the Udyr, depending on what build he wants to go. Perhaps a Wit's End. I don't know what exactly Udyr's itemization is. He has been a pick that is sprung into the Season 11 meta, but I've not followed through with that too much. Now, what do you think Killarney's game plan might be?
Killarney's game plan is just is just to go in. They have Aurelia, Rakan, and Trundle, which can like try to press down onto the Yasuo and Ezreal and Aatrox. They just try to all in basically. I'm actually kind of interested about the Trundle pick. I've actually never seen a Trundle in Season 11 yet, so that'll be nice to see.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar if that's in Icewear's champion pool, if that's a comfort pick or whatnot, but he does have a lot of tanky targets to bite into with the likes of Nautilus and Udyr, which Trundle does enjoy fighting. Now, you mentioned that Killarney wants to engage. Trundle needs a lot of support to help him engage, so I'm wondering if that will be a problem, especially when there's disengage tools such as Ezreal's E, Yasuo's Wind Wall, and Nautilus's ult can also be used in the disengage as a disengage tool. Not the most effective, however. So we'll see how these engages play out when mid-game begins.
For the bot lane matchup, another point that I want to point out is that Xayah counters Nautilus pretty hard. When Nautilus ultis, Xayah can ulti, negating the knockup. That's really huge. I think basically Wolf or Burnaby should try to play Leona instead. Oh wait, never mind, Leona's banned.
Oh.
That was a really good ban by Killarney then.
Mm-hmm.
Because Leona counters Rakan as well.
I suppose great minds think alike in that case. You were looking at the Leona pick, and they already banned it away, Killarney did.
Yeah.
One step ahead of us there.
Really good.
As right off the bat, as we're loading into champion, I should call it the loading screen rather, the loading screen, I like to see that Killarney has the teleport advantage over Burnaby North because the Yasuo is taking Ignite, looking to establish a lane kingdom there, which is pretty smart, as Viodetta would call him the star player of Burnaby North, looking to take advantage in the mid lane. Wenj, however, is no slouch himself. Diamond 4, very practiced on the Orianna here, rocking that Dark Star skin. Great taste. We'll see what they can accomplish in the mid lane. Perhaps Nautilus roaming up, taking advantage of Orianna's immobility, as well as Udyr. Could be quite devastating. And that's where I assume the gank pressure is going to be, in that mid lane. As we've loaded into game here, I'd like to just remind anyone who's just joining us now, we have Burnaby North here versus Killarney secondary. Burnaby North on blue side and Killarney on red side. Fam, do you think either one of these teams should look for any level 1 plays, try and snowball an early lead, anything of that sort?
I think 5-pointing might be the safest for both teams. Rakan, really good knockups for level 1. Same for Nautilus. Nautilus has the hook.
But I suppose it looks like the rest of the team's level 1s, their follow-up not so strong.
Yeah, not so strong.
But as we say this, 3 members of Burnaby North heading into the Killarney top side just to place the ward and a trade of wards there, so that will be spotted. But it looks like not much else action will occur. It looks like both these junglers are planning on starting bot side. I could be wrong. I believe both these junglers are going to focus on farming, so it might be a little bit of a slow early game jungle pressure rise, but we don't know how the lanes will play out, 2v2, 1v1. We have some volatile solo lanes. I think Irelia should be looking to fight a lot, and on Burnaby North sides, Yasuo should be looking to fight just the same.
Yeah, and Killarney's bot lane should be fighting a lot as well.
Yes, there's a lot of engaged potential there, as you mentioned, from the Nautilus and the Rakan. We'll see who engages the first skirmish of the game, as the lanes are just beginning. Cycling through the lanes here. Everything starting out slow as expected. Some poke coming out from the Orianna. And the Irelia also looking onto the Aatrox. Yes, this is how the lane should go. Irelia just gets 5 stacks off the minions and can fight the Aatrox when she has that. Oh,
that's
great
really
engage.
Good. Really good poke.
Yes.
Oh, it's going for more.
Oh, a good dodge of the Steel Tempest there from Orianna. But that's why you have to be scared of level 2 Yasuo. And the level 2 Irelia engaging on the Aatrox on the top side, but taking 2 power shots. Gonna get clipped by the sweet spot from Aatrox's Q on the disengage. So actually
really
both volatile
Irelia.
solo lanes. That's really, yeah. Looking good for Irelia, but walked a little too far forward. With this wave stack, you better crash this lest Udyr finishes camps and come up to cut her off with a gank. But Trundle may be there too for the support.
Udyr actually clearing a lot faster than Trundle.
One camp
Udyr
ahead.
might come up there faster, yeah.
And I do believe handling both the Gromp and Bleebuff at the same time, if I see right on the minimap. Yes. As Irelia is struggling to crash that wave. So Aatrox is using his Q to batter his way through the minions. And oh, landing a nice Q, perhaps 2 on the Irelia. In contrast, very quiet in the bot lane so far. Apologies for that. My brother is in the background.
Alright, Udyr going for the top crab. Looks like Trundle's gonna come.
Yeah, could be a grab right
really
down
huge
here.
for-
Mid jungle
yeah.
2v2.
Really huge by Udyr. Udyr should try to go bot side here.
Oh, great feathers route onto the Nautilus, but the aftershock preventing a lot of damage there. So Nautilus is going to stay relatively healthy. Oh, and
Okay, comes
Udyr
the
on the
top
top side, forcing the Irelia flash early.
Flash, yeah, that's really good. Udyr actually knows that Trundle didn't take his top camp, probably because he checked his CS and calculate how many camps he did. Really smart by him.
Oh, Nautilus hook just hits the minion instead of the Xayah there. Unfortunate, but he's not punished for it too hard. As earlier in the mid lane, we saw Yasuo trying to engage on the Orianna there, but the phase rush as well as a lot of minions preventing Yasuo from going in, so Orianna gets the better of the trade there. As it looks like Trundle is arriving here in the bot lane, trying to sneak through for a gank. There is a ward in that close bush though, so it looks like he's just going to recall, unless Burnaby North tries to engage here. We see the Udyr from far, coming in for support perhaps. I don't think this should translate to much, as it just looks like Killarney's wave will crash and that'll be all. Oh, as Irelia might be going for something. No. I would say this is a quiet game all around so far compared to past games we've had where we've had something like 4 kills at 5 minutes has been the norm. No kills yet, 5 minutes, no first blood. As Orianna running low on mana here, Yasuo perhaps trying to take advantage of that, but can't find much more when all the minions have died. Now we see the first dragon has spawned. Both junglers in that bot side may be ready for that. Do you think any team is itching to get a dragon more than the other? It appears I am famous having some technical difficulties here, so I'll take over solo. As we see an engage on the Nautilus here, blocked up by the Trundle pillar, and he's going to go down to the Xayah for first blood. An easy and well-played execute by Killarney to pick up that first kill of the game. And it looks like Trundle is beginning to start up the dragon here, as Udyr's in the top side, very little contest from Burnaby North. As Irelia is getting pushed in here, might be ganked even. Dove in on. As all 3 members of Burnaby North are collapsing here. Irelia about to hit level 6. She does hit it, so that might help her in this gank here as she's landing the E onto the Aatrox. A teleport coming in for assist from Orianna, but just CC down. And Irelia is going to drop. Flashes exchanged between Orianna and Aatrox. Aatrox gets out alive with a sliver of health. As I believe Killarney was starting up the dragon earlier, but came off it, and now we're completing it now. It's a good trade for the kill that went down onto the top side. Killarney picking up the first dragon of the game. So we've had our first bit of action here. I think temporary lane swap happening here in the top and mid. As Yasuo once again engaging on the Orianna, trying to juke out on the Steel Tempest. Orianna forced a recall here as she used the teleport to try and help the Irelia in that gank. She's going to get back to lane a little slower. Going to sacrifice some CS and XP for that, but shouldn't be too devastating. As these champions look to return to their respective lanes. In the bot side here, the Xayah and Rakan are getting this consistent push. Xayah with the first blood has picked up the Caulfield's Warhammer. I would say slightly stronger than Ezreal's Sheen and 2 longswords, as should be expected. But a lot of members now gathering up here in the bot side, as Trundle's looking to take the red buff, I believe. Yes, the enemy red buff. And is Udyr wise to this? Taking the Krugs, now he's going to come up. Will he land the smite as he enters the bush? Oh, it looks like the red buff has gone to the Udyr, and a flash over the wall, a hook onto the Trundle. It's going to threaten his life, but he's going to get out without the red buff and without his flash, but with his life. As Phase Rush is going to help Orianna get out here, but not if the Udyr flash is on. She's hooked up by the Nautilus and is going to drop to the Yasuo. Well played by Burnaby North on all fronts there. Getting just about everything in that little skirmish. They're just quietly farming in the top side. Our Furry Ninjas and No Sleep. And for once we do see the Burnaby North bot lane getting the push instead onto the Killarney bot side. We'll see if the matchup starts to swing here. As Ezreal's power may come online. Nautilus walking up for perhaps some aggression. As he lands a hook onto the Xayah. The grand entrance from Rakan is going to miss. Oh, another hook going on to the Xayah. She's going to have to blow heal and ultimate, as Rakan's buying a lot of time for her to get the Ezreal, and that's just going to be a very clean double kill from Killarney's bot lane. Just 2v2, outplaying them. And though Burnaby North started that engage, Killarney's going to come out on top, grab a few plates even. That's looking good for the Xayah, who's 3-0, 300 gold bounty. And fights in the top and mid. Action all around. So it looks like Killarney might be setting up a dive, but Aatrox is handling these very well. The Q knockups are landing. Trundle's just going to drop, and Irelia is in huge trouble here. She has the Q marks onto both members of Burnaby North, but walking to the tower, just going to give her life over. As even in the mid lane, Yasuo forced to flash away. Oh, if Orianna had her flash there, she might have been able to follow up on that kill. But it's not going to happen. Yasuo's now going to recall. Unless he stays, he has some lifesteal. Getting the tornado off the Raptors. And Udyr's here for support. Orianna herself may recall. Still no teleport up. As Udyr's taking the Rift Herald in the top side, while Dragon's about spawning in a minute. Good timing here if he can collect this before Dragon spawns. And he could probably use it to help assist in the Dragon fight, creating pressure in the lane with the Rift Herald while they go to take Dragon. See if that play comes to fruition. Back to the bot lane here. I would like to see Killarney take advantage of the strength of their bot lane right now. Accelerate this Xayah until she becomes an unstoppable force, perhaps. As a very strong, reliable win condition for them. They can make it happen. So it looks like there's a fight at Burnaby North's Raptors. I'm trying to get that on the minimap I see. Nothing would have come of it though. It's just quiet on the map, just waiting for this dragon to spawn. We'll see which way this team fight goes. Smart Burnaby North to get the mid pressure here while Dragon is spawning. And rotate in. Oh, Orianna walking too far up. Oh, Udyr not going to chase any further. Smart knowing that Orianna has the phase rush and would be able to get out of that without Udyr chasing too far deep. Now all members congregating around this dragon. It's the ocean. The type of dragon not going to matter too much, but getting the dragon, moving closer to the soul point is going to matter. As Aatrox here, getting a lot of damage onto the Irelia and forcing her flash. Here comes that Rift Herald I was talking about, and it looks like Burnaby North is going to go over to the dragon, finding the Rakan, a stun, but who's being found here as Udyr's charmed up, a great double grand entrance, and that's a follow-up shockwave. Both Burnaby North members here very low, they're just going to drop to the Xayah and the Trundle. And I do believe Hi Fam is back here after some technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry about that, my internet crashed.
No worries, things happen. Oh, as Irelia might be trying to turn this matchup around, given recent events, as the support is being caught out here again by Killarney. Maybe you can find the AD carry who's forced to blow both summoners, and that'll be all. A 5-0-1 Xayah right now. Incredibly strong. As I have been saying, she is snowballing even more. And this is becoming very scary now for Burnaby North.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Looks like Killarney should take all the plates, accelerating Xayah's lead.
Yep, 20 seconds left on those. As here in the top side, Irelia dodging an Aatrox Q, but it's just going to get run onto by Udyr. Had to blow the flash earlier in a similar gank. She's going to drop to this one. 0-3-0, not looking so good. Perhaps hoping on the Xayah to carry later on, so Irelia can lick her runes, scale back up the strength.
Good idea for Udyr to try to pressure the top when they're losing bot side.
Yeah. Get leads elsewhere on the map when bot seems to be a lost cause. Tower going down, and Nautilus caught up once again. A double man charm from Rakan, but she's going to drop, and that's great feather damage from the Xayah. Just going to pick up that double kill, avenge her support. Now 7-0-1, just getting stronger and stronger. We see a 2,000 gold lead from Killarney. I'd bargain a lot of that is on the Xayah right now, and that's who you want it on. Gold leads not always mattering if the gold leads are not on the champions who you want them to be on, but that's not the case here. Quite the opposite, really. Fam, what do you think Burnaby North should do to counter this Xayah threat?
I think what Burnaby North should do is try to break open mid here so they have access to more of the map. See if they can pressure Irelia more, so that Yasuo can get some more kills. Same for Aatrox. And Botland should be trying to farm up safely.
Yeah, and as you say that, here comes the gank onto Irelia. 0-4-0 here, as yeah, the Aatrox and Udyr are just going to pick that up very cleanly, very easily. Irelia with no ability options can't get out there. And Burnaby North pushing on the top side, while Killarney's bot side pushes in on mid. Ooh, Yasuo trying to get something done here. Not going to take that last breath wisely enough. Because we see how much damage those Xayah feathers are doing. Just those auto attacks. Just at a very strong point right now, we keep saying. Even when she's alone, Yasuo is not willing to take the ults off the Trino there. I think that hit. Could be wrong. As yes.
Yeah.
Burnaby North is smart to continue pressuring this top side. Could be their win condition here.
Oh, it's coming up 50. Maybe Burnaby North can take this.
If Killarney gets their hands on the third dragon, it's going to be very frightening for Burnaby North, who is already threatened by the soul point there. If Killarney gets that third dragon, they would have a lot of options. Something like later on in the game trading dragon so they can get their hands on a Baron. Those decisions would always be difficult to make for Burnaby North. Should that become a reality.
Killarney easily take that mid tower.
The dragon spawning in about a minute here. Both top laners will have TP to join this fight. As waves are just being pushed. A bit of a lull state.
Aatrox can actually back here and then run straight back to... Oh, he cancels his recall. Seeing if he can get some more gold for his item, maybe, perhaps.
2-item Udyr Power Spike, yeah, he could be looking for. So I'd like to mention, Burnaby North does not have to contest this dragon. I've been saying it would be very scary for them not to do so, to let it go over. But it is an option, and it looks like that's one they're going to be taking.
Well, looks like they're going to give this up.
Udyr was a level above the Trundle there. I was wondering if he might look for a steal with a better smite, but not going to happen. Could be risky, especially with the Rift Herald up. Perhaps they don't want that going over as well. Having all 5 members strong to contest a possible take from Killarney there. Be wise. Is Trundle engaging on the Yasuo? Just going to try and get out. Trundle very fast right now. As here comes Rakan for support. He's going to get knocked up. Going in as well onto the Nautilus, but that Shockwave is going to go wide. Orianna's going to get engaged on, as well as the Trundle, and Yasuo with very low health is going to survive there. An easy 2-for-0 so far. Nope, 2-for-1 as Xayah is going to pick up that kill with the Gale Force, I believe. A lot of healing from Aatrox, as he's going to get kited out, but still healing a lot. There's the heal blown from Xayah, the summoner spell there. He's going to blow ult. A lot of feathers, not the route you want, and a 1,000 gold shut down to Xayah, as Rakan is going to run away, but will she be able to? Oh, there's the stun landing from Udyr. As a little bit of follow-up. Rakan forced to blow flash, still running, but the Udyr is very fast. Another stun going down. Not lasting as long, but going to go down anyways.
Not using that flash.
Yeah, the Udyr running him down. Pure movement speed and a lot of damage. As that's a very, very good win for Burnaby North. Exactly what they needed. I believe a 4-for-1. And critically, the shutdown on Xayah onto the Ezreal. He's been struggling as of late.
Yeah, I can get to his Duskblade. Once he goes Duskblade, Ezreal will be super strong with his Q. Damage. Oh yeah, he picked up that Duskblade. He should do a lot of damage now.
Now, Ezreal can be much stronger, but I like to say he's not the same type of DPS threat as the Xayah, as he's more of a caster-based champion. He's going to have to hit those skill shots, channel his inner Teddy. Wants to have great impact. As Yasuo going in here, the Wind Wall's blocking the Irelia stun. She's going to take a lot of damage and walk out, however. It looks like there might be an engage from Killarney onto the Yasuo, but it's going to be difficult with the champions they have. Not great engage tools there. I'm just going to back off. As the Baron has now spawned. I don't think there's any immediate threat of it being taken, of course.
Nautilus can get some top side vision here, see if he can take the top tower.
That's very low, as well as the mid tower. I suppose the rest of Killarney's mid towers are at threat of falling. Pardon me, outer towers.
Oh, that Q damage. Taking 20% of Xayah's health. Xayah will heal it back up with Throttles.
As we're waiting for this next dragon spawn, I believe 2 or 3 minutes away. This could make or break the game right here, as Killarney really wants to get that dragon soul. The cloud soul it would be. Great power from the likes of, I'm going to say all their champions. That movement speed buff upon using ultimate would be very beneficial in team fights, especially on the Rakan.
Rakan and Trundle.
Just pop that with the quickness and go in, charm everyone because you're running so fast. That'd be interesting to see, but we have to wait for it to happen. See if Burnaby North steals that dragon away with their recent teamfight victory and renewed strength. They could put up a good fight here.
Yeah, both supports should look for vision here as dragon spawning in a minute.
We like to see the double control words in the inventory there. Not in the rest of the inventories of the rest of the players in this game, however. Perhaps warding should be a team effort, I would like to encourage.
For this dragon fight, I would like to see Burnaby North looking for a pick before dragon spawns.
That would be vital.
Yeah, because Killarney's team comp, if Burnaby North is stuck in the dragon pit, they'll get a really good combo wombo off with the Orianna ult and Rakan ult.
Yep. So here we see an engage from Yasuo onto Irelia. If Irelia can survive while the TP comes in, just dodging the tornado critically. Here's Orianna also getting engaged on by the Yasuo. If she can pop a good shockwave. Oh, that's some anti-synergy there. As it doesn't matter. Zai's just going to come in, swoop up that kill. Very, very high DPS there. We saw how scary that is. And we'll see if she can make it work in this upcoming team fight. I think Yasuo will be spawning in time for the dragon. So Burnaby North perhaps can read the sigh of relief. Maybe seeing a little bit of desperation there, trying to get the kills before this dragon fight.
Udyr is top side.
Yep.
What's the
Really, no flash. She should just be dead here as Udyr can chase her down even under the tower. Yeah, there she's going to drop to the stun. We even had more Burnaby North members coming in for support, but that does leave the dragon uncontested. It just looks like they're giving up this dragon soul. Killarney gets it. And now...
it looks like they're going to trade heading towards Baron.
Quick thinking by them. Orianna's the first member here to contest, but can she do much? She's fighting the Aatrox right now, I think. Yasuo going to be late to this fight, as Udyr's dropped very low. I don't think they can do this.
Yeah,
now Killarney has shown up, forced to disengage, as Aatrox is going to E past the pillar. Doesn't matter, charmed up by the Rakan, and look how fast he is! Running at the members, he's going to run out, so Udyr's able to get away here. As here's a fight, an isolated 1v1 by the Yasuo and Orianna, but he's not going to take the last breath there. He might have been out of vision. As here comes a Trundle, flashing in for the pillar, as Yasuo has to flash out on his own. And there's the follow-up flash shockwave. Yasuo
really
dead.
good.
And I think that is a 2-4-0 clean by Killarney. After securing the Dragon Soul and denying the Baron attempt from Burnaby North.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the Cloud Soul with the Trundle ulti can catch up to this Yasuo easily.
Just further fortifying their already strong engaged tools, as now it's Killarney taking the Baron. Rakan is kind of running past the Udyr. He's trying to get into the pit, but he can't do much. Nautilus, a very desperate engage here. He's just going to drop, and Zai's low health, but her ultimate is going to keep her alive, and she's going to DPS now down those two members. Both kills to Orianna, as Zai is going to stay safe, and they're going to continue this Baron take. Yeah. Burnaby North can't do too much more here with no smite.
Looks like it might look.
But the Yasuo's too far away. It's really a 2v5 here. Oh! That was almost an Ezreal steal. Nice try, we say. Ezreal just getting out with his life. A very good arcane shift. Perfectly timed against the Trundle pillar. But it doesn't mean much when Killarney has basically gotten everything they want on the map and are just sieging mid with very little contest, it looks like. Do you think Burnaby North can do anything to recoup? Do you think this game is a lost cause? We don't want to say that, of course. But what do you think they can do in this situation?
In this situation, I think they'll try to look for the Aurelia when she's split pushing. Try to pick her off. Give the kills to Aatrox or Yasuo and let them scale.
Yeah, now that is if the Aurelia gives them that chance by split pushing. Yeah. It's not ideal, but Killarney could just do a classic NAA ram, 5-man push mid. But as you mentioned, Aurelia is in the bot lane there. However, that's not important. What's important now is that the Aatrox is dying, having to flash over the wall, throwing his W at nothing apparently. But he's going to make it out quite safely.
He's good.
Flash blown though. And now Aurelia in the bot side, going to run into a isolated Nautilus here, but getting pinched by the Udyr. So 2 fights across the map. Aatrox caught out again. He should make it out. Trundle very fast with that Cloud Soul ultimate. And now knocked up. Aatrox, the healing's not going to be enough. And it's a trade kill onto the Aurelia. So that's alright-ish by Burnaby North. At least they're getting something. But Killarney's going to continue to take towers, continue to siege. There's an Ezreal ult. Not going to do much to Baron-empowered minions. Trying to whittle these down, as I think Killarney's going to safely get this inhibitor tower, and even in the inhibitor.
Yeah, even in the inhibitor.
Very good for them. They would like to have, ideally, those 2 other waves in mid and bot pushing as well. But you take it 1 lane at a time, 1 inhibitor at a time, as the base is slowly going to be eaten away. I would think a minute or a minute and a half left on this Baron buff. Can they get anything done with it, do you think?
Let's see if I think Killarney should actually try to force here.
Okay, yeah, they do have the
since they're really strong. Yeah, they do have early TP and Recon Flash and console.
Yep. Currently a 5v4 though. All ultimates up now. The Trundle ult just coming up. And these waves are very strong. Oh, that's a 2-man shockwave. Very nice. Yasuo low health.
Oh, proccing the shield bow.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
That cooldown's gone. As this tower is paper thin now, one auto attack from Zaya takes it down. As Burnaby North retreating to their base, Ezreal, I don't know why I said Irelia. Ezreal trying to poke where he can, but the damage is not amounting to much.
Ezreal just falls off that build.
They're trying to run and make something happen, but funny blast cone there.
Yeah, funny blast cone.
As all waves are being taken, all lanes rather. 2 inhibs down for Burnaby North, as Killarney is looking for the third, even without the Baron buff. They haven't recalled in forever, I believe.
Yeah, they haven't recalled in forever. They're so ahead, they can just rush down this tower and inhib.
Yeah, this is looking very dire for Burnaby North, as Orianna is even looking for more, taking a lot of damage herself, but doesn't matter when 3 inhibitors are gone now. What can Burnaby North do? They're on their last legs. They're gonna have to make an LS, a last stand.
Last stand.
Thank you for joining me in there. As I think it would be wise for Killarney to back off. They don't have to do much.
Yeah, they should back off.
Ezreal ult damage.
Good look here.
You get a unpredicted flash. Oh, here goes the Rakan engage. Bunch of low health bars, and they're just gonna pop Burnaby North. No sweat. Orianna goes golden and is going to survive with a sliver of health. Zaya going in, going to catch the Ezreal even through the flash. The feathers don't have to land. And that's just a clean 5-0, flawless ace. And Killarney's going to take this game, still undefeated, 6-0. And I do believe the screen has frozen. We won't get to see the Nexus explode, but I guess you can just use your imagination. Wow, it looked rocky for a couple fights there, particularly in the top lane, but that's going to happen on the island. Otherwise, a very clean and convincing win from Killarney to ruin, I might say, Burnaby North's flawless run and continue their own flawless run. Yeah, 10-1 and 8 on the Xayah. I would consider them the MVP. Of course, a lot of good support from their team to set up that Xayah for success.
Yeah, and she played the team fights really, really well.
A high praise from you, fam. An esteemed Masters Xayah main. Xayah's your second main, I might say. But yeah, she did very well. Can't state it enough. I would have liked to see a little bit safer play from Furry Ninjas on the Aurelia there, but it is difficult. That champion from behind is tough to play on. But she did enough for them to secure that win.
And for the Trundle pick, I swear, played Trundle really, really well. I've never seen Trundle, and that was really good. Made a lot of great pillars, catching out the Yasuo. Huge.
Oh yeah, good that you mentioned that, because it's one of the strongest abilities in the game, one of the strongest basic abilities in the game, and he used that probably to its fullest potential there.
Yeah, I agree.
I was taking a look at the damage charts here. We see 22,000 damage to champions from the Xayah there, trumping the second most from Orianna at 16,000. It's going to look good on the graphs there. Very impressive stuff. Ezreal doing about equal damage, but that's what you expect from that sort of champion. Well, yeah, as I've said, very convincing win, again, from Killarney. Do you think... what kind of defense do you think would you like to have seen Burnaby North put up to help them perhaps turn that game around instead of having it go the way it went?
First of all, I think the draft was favored into Killarney, since Burnaby North had a full 80 comp, which then Killarney built 5 tabbies against them, 5 plate seal tabbies against them, which is really hard for Yasuo to do damage and Ezreal. For the early game for Burnaby North, I think they played it pretty well. Udyr got really good leads, got the top crab and his top camp, made Aurelia far behind so that she couldn't do anything else in the game. But that wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was very intelligent stuff to target the Irelia when they saw
Yeah.
how poorly the bot lane was going, and they executed very well. The Irelia suffered a lot, as we see. A lot of successful ganks from that Udyr, and still was, I'm going to say, not even close to being enough. So just maybe a bit of an unfortunate draft difference there, as you mentioned.
Mm.
Anything else you'd like to mention, fam?
I think that's about it.
All right. Again, thank you everyone so much for joining us today. It's been Killarney versus Burnaby North. Killarney taking the win in very convincing fashion, and we will see you again next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.